This is a Make With Mandi sew-along video for the Skye shorts, which is a pattern in collaboration with Peppermint Magazine. The Skye shorts are a wonderful loose-fitting swing short with a wide flowy hem and elasticated back. So first, let's begin by constructing the pockets. So line up pattern piece E along the diagonal edge of front leg panel A with the right sides of the fabric facing each other. Sew down at your seam allowance along the diagonal edge. You will then edge stitch the pockets. This will give you a nice neat finish, so don't skip this step. With the right sides facing up, push the seam allowances towards the pocket piece and stitch around 1 to 2 millimeters away from your seam line. You can secure this new seam with some pins just so that the edge lays flat. And now to construct the pocket bags. With the right sides facing, place pattern piece F on top of pattern piece E and stitch around the curved edge. Do not stitch through the leg panel. The pocket bag should be loose. As with all the instructions, repeat this on your second pocket bag. Once you have done this, very carefully overlock around the curved edge that you have just sewn. Next, we will baste the pocket. Add a line of stitching to the top side of the pocket bag around 0.5 centimeters or 1/4 inch from the raw edges to hold the pocket in place. This is called a basting stitch. Repeat on both pockets. Your pins will be useful here to hold the pocket flat. Make sure that it lays perfectly flat, as this will help improve the overall finish of your garment. Next, use your overlocker or serger or a zigzag to neatly finish the rises, the side seams and the inside legs. This will give you a very neat internal finish. Now to sew the inside legs. Lay one front and one back leg panel on top of each other with right sides facing each other. Sew the inside leg seams together. Repeat on both inside legs. Next, we will stitch the rise. With the right sides of the fabric facing each other, lay the front leg panels on top of each other and the back leg panels on top of each other. Note that the back rise is marked with a double notch so you can easily identify which is the back leg panel. The rise will be a U shape. Sew along this curve at your seam allowance, spreading open the inside leg seams. This will help to reduce any bulk on your inside leg seams. Once you've finished, take a moment to give all your seams a good press. Pressing the seams open will reduce bulkiness. Now sew the outer leg seams closed. With the right sides of fabric facing each other, lay one front leg panel onto its corresponding back leg panel and sew the side seams closed. Perhaps if you find this a little bit confusing, you could pin the side seams first and check that everything looks right. Once you're happy and have sewn the side seams closed, repeat the action on the other side seam and then press open the side seams with an iron. Now let's move to the waistband. You will need to iron on some lightweight fusing to one piece of the waistband. As you can see here, we have trimmed away the seam allowance from the fusing before ironing it on. To construct the front waistband, take pattern piece C and with right sides together, sew along the top curved edge. With the pieces right side up, push all seam allowances away from the panel which has the iron-on fusing. Edge stitch around 1 to 2 millimeters away from your previous seam. This stitching will be visible on your inner waistband and not visible from the right side of your garment, and it will give you a nice, sharp, clean edge at the front of your garment. You can either finger press or use an iron to neatly finish this crease. Now to join the waistbands together. With right sides of fabric together, join the front waistband to the back waistband at the side seams. Do this on both sides. Once you have done this, turn the circular waistband the right way round and fold in half lengthways so the raw edges meet up. Iron a crease or finger press to form the top edge of your waistband. To attach your elastic to the waistband, position the elastic approximately 0.5 centimeters or 1/4 of an inch down from the crease you folded in the waistband. Push all the waistband seam allowances away from the front panel and onto the back waistband. Attach the elastic onto the side seam. Doing this will reduce bulk where the elastic is attached. Attaching the waistband to the shorts, with the right side of the shorts facing out, loop the waistband around the top edge of your garment. The fused waistband panel and the waistband with the elastic attached should be lined up with the top of the garment waist edge. The right sides of the fabric should be facing each other. If needed, you can use pins to secure the waistband in place at the side seams, the centre front and the centre back. Spread open the garment seam allowances as you sew and stitch the waistband to your garment. Carefully overlock or zigzag stitch or serger the remaining raw edge of the waistband. You can also finish this edge with bias binding to create a more premium finish. To secure the waistband and neatly finish, we will use the method known as stitch in the ditch. With your garment right side up, position your needle in the ditch of the stitch that attaches the waistband. Very carefully and neatly stitch along this line. Take your time and ensure that the fabric along the back is flat and is not pulling or dragging. You can use pins to secure this before you start sewing to make it easier for you. When you get to the back where the elastic is, take extra care to ensure that the elastic does not get caught in this stitch line, as we want the elastic to be able to move freely. This stitch line should not be visible from the right side on either the body of the garment or the waistband of the garment. This is why this is called stitching in the ditch. To add a bit of extra security to the elastic, find your side seam of your garment and add a little bit of vertical stitching. This will secure the elastic at the side seam and prevent it from being easily pulled out or any seam slippage on the fabric. To create evenly spaced gathers along the back waistband, line up your side seams and fold your back waistband in half and stretch as much as you can. Attach a pin securing the fabric to the elastic. This next bit could be fiddly, so you could also add a few extra pins to secure the elastic and the fabric together. Now, starting from one side seam, add a few stitches and then secure with a back stitch, and then start pulling your elastic and stretching the fabric to its maximum. Neatly sew along the midline of the back waistband, continuously stretching the elastic and the fabric. Your pins will help you here to ensure that the fabric and the elastic remain evenly stretched and spaced. You are very close to finishing now, just the hem to go. So fold the hem up once by 1 centimetre and then again by another centimetre. If needed, you can add pins and pin this in place all the way along and use your iron to press this to help you. Neatly stitch around 2 millimeters away from the top edge of this fold. Keep going all the way round and repeat this on the second leg. Since this is a flowy garment, it has quite a wide hem, so you will need to take your time, but keep going, it will be worth it in the end. Phew, you made it to the end. Now give your garment a lovely, neat press and proudly wear your Skye shorts. Don't forget to tag us on social media. And if you're interested in any further patterns, head over to my website www.makewithmandi.com.